today we're with Dr. Andrea Simon.
Tips for future success.
Dr. Andi Simon.
Tips on changing your mindset for the better is corporate anthropologist Andrea Simon.
Author, President and CEO of Simon Associates Management Consultants.
Andi, welcome to Real Business.
CEOs often come to us interested in how anthropology can help their organization, their business, or their corporation. But they're not really quite sure what a corporate anthropologist is or does. Are you a great entrepreneur that's still trying to succeed? Or have you gotten so strongly bureaucratic that no ideas can happen? We are often blinded by the things that make us really good. You often count on your current customers to bring you more business. And so you understand them really well, but you're not looking outside of them. And one thing we learned was that we were always called in at the end of the process, when in fact we should have been brought in at the beginning. In fact, we probably could have given them better specs.
We engaged Andi about a year ago, and it was one of the most exhilarating, informative, productive meetings I've ever attended in this group. And that's saying something. There are probably 40 states represented.
Now, how do you take the same people with the same tools, building the same thing, and turn them into very different collaborative teams doing the job in a very different way? And could this be you? I've done over 120 workshops, and so rather than let them have groupthink where everyone said the same things, broke them up into groups and began to develop them into innovation units. The only thing I ask you is to tell your brain not to say no but. We know from our neuroscience research that the brain hates change. It feels like pain. Your brain doesn't like me. It hates to change. But if you start to say yes and, you will find it likes me. Undercover Boss is my best advertising. One is spend a day in the life of their customer, because they no longer see it as another doing something. They begin to see it how they're influencing what's going on. Is by and large, unless the change process was about culture change. In one case, I asked them to sit on the telephone and listen to the calls coming through. That turned into a big new business. I can only tell you, if you haven't talked to HR people lately, it's well worth going out exploring with them. How come we didn't see it? It was all around us. The problem was really hard to see what's all in front of you. You know what happens when you hire new people into a bad organization? They learn really fast that this isn't a good place for them. Or if you bring them in to change the organization, those who are there often corrupt them before you know it. Nobody wants to be the outlier. Nobody wants to be the whistleblower. And we took those sales guys. The sales guys never liked us very much because we were challenging all of the assumptions. Who could use you that hasn't chosen you now? And how could they use you in different ways? Yellowtail crafted a whole new wine to go after non-wine drinkers. Southwest Airlines, a whole airline that went after people who could drive cars. Marriott brought anthropologists in to hang out in their lobbies and redid all of their lobbies for many of the same reasons. What could you do to go after non-users of the product, not going to competitors, but people who aren't thinking about you as a solution at all? But by and large, it's time for you to begin to see your business in new light, and corporate anthropology can certainly help. One client said to me, you know, Andi, it wasn't what you did. It was how you helped us see things in new ways, and we have never stopped. You might as well shape the future instead of wait for it to shape you. And that's it for tonight. And thank you very much for the opportunity to be your speaker for tonight. Thank you so much.